Hello friends and welcome back. In today's lecture we will learn how we can print message on the console window or on the output screen. So here is our outline for today's lecture. Comment, we will talk about what is it and why it is used for. Header file, we will discuss what is a header file and why we need to use header file in C programming language. After that we will briefly discuss the function and understand why the main function is important in every C program, and understand the printf function. Finally, write down the program that prints hello world on the console window. And this is our first program in this code. The reason for printing hello world is that this is a very simple program, and also this program gives you the positive feedback that you use the compiler correctly. So let's begin with the comment. Comment is a text that is ignored by the compiler. So within the C code, we can write something that is not considered a C code. They will have no effect on the program's compilation or execution. Now the common question that pops up in our mind is, why do we use comments? So comments are used to write notes for yourself or for others who will see your program in future. Or you can say comments are hints that a programmer can add to make their code easier to read and understand for future. Note, never write an incorrect comment because it can be confusing later. Instead, avoid writing comment if you don't know what to write. There are two ways to write comment in C. The first is using double slash and the second one is slash asterisk asterisk slash. A double slash is also known as a single line comment. The reason for this is that anything written after the double slash is considered a comment, and anything written in the next line that is considered a C code, not a comment. On the other hand, inside the slash asterisk asterisk slash, inside the asterisk slash symbol, if we write more than one line, then all those lines are considered a part of comment rather than C code, which is why this is also known as multiple line comment. We will go over comments in greater detail later, but for now, this is all we need to know. Let's look at how we can write comments or how we can add comments in our program. Because this line begins with a double slash, compiler treats this line like a comment. Not only that, but this is a single line comment. So anything we write in this line is treated as a comment by the compiler. I am writing in this program we will print hello world. I am adding a new line called has include. This line is not a comment because this is the next line. After double slash, this line is the next line, and also this line is not started with the double slash. It means compiler treats this line like a C code or C source code contained. As you can see, has include is a preprocessor. Again I am writing stdio.h. Now what exactly a preprocessor is? Let's discuss. The preprocessor's job is to replace the textual content with the actual file. And preprocessors always begin with the hash symbol. In our program, we simply write hash include stdio.h. However, preprocessor replaces this line with the actual file or actual code. The preprocessor provides the ability for including header file, micro extension, and line control. In our case, we include the header file stdio.h. We previously had the source code, which is the code that we write in our IDE or text editor, and the preprocessor converts this text with the actual file. After converting text to the actual file, it is known as expanded source code. The program's length is obviously increased because we have only one line of text here, but preprocessor converts this text with the actual file. So that this is why it is known as expanded source code. And all this work is completed before the compilation process begins. After that, expanded source code goes to the compiler, then the compiler compiles the code and runs the code. Now, what stdio.h means? See, stdio.h means standard input and output file. The .h extension simply indicates that this is a header file, also known as a library. What is a header file? A header file is a container or a box in which some C code has been already written and it is ready to use for us. You don't need to write everything from scratch yourself. This obviously makes the development process faster and easier. Because we don't have to write everything from scratch ourselves, like stdio.h header file contains predefined functions like printf and scanf. The printf function prints anything in the console window and the scanf function takes user input from the keyboard while the program is running. You will see how we can use printf function in C programming language in a few moments. Now, int main, round bracket, curly braces, inside the curly braces return 0 and semicolon. Before I explain what it really means, let me first explain the function and syntax of defining a function in C program. Whatever code you write in C program, it always consists of C function. A C function is a set of statements that is designed to solve a specific problem. In C programming, the syntax of defining a function looks like this. Return type, function name, inside parentheses, we have some parameter list. This open and close round bracket are known as parentheses. Inside this, we have some parameter list and that is followed by the curly bracket. And inside the curly braces, we have some set of code that is the actual code that this function will execute. In our example, the return type of this function is int, which indicates that after execution all statements return some integer value. As you can see in the last line where we simply write return 0 and a semicolon. It simply means that if our function executes successfully, it will return 0 and exit from the function. Otherwise, if something goes wrong, it will return some other integer rather than 0. And function name is main in this case. Note, every C program had a special function called main because it serves as the starting point for program execution, or you could say that this function is the entry point for every C program because the compiler is unaware of other functions except main. So, in every C program there is a main function, otherwise the compiler will cause errors. This is all we need to know about function for now. We will go over in it more detail later in the upcoming lecture. For now, this is enough. Then we write printf function which has one parameter which is enclosed with the double quote. You can print anything on the monitor using the printf function. If you look closely, you will notice that there are no curly braces after the printf function. This is because this function is already defined somewhere in the standard library or in the stdio.h header file, and we simply call the function. Note, everything is as it is when we call a function, but the main difference is when we call a function, we put a semicolon at the end and don't put any curly braces after that. Let's save and run the code. As you can see, the output is hello world without the double quote. The double quote simply tells the compiler that you are going to print a string, but the value is printed is between the double quote. That's why we see hello world printed only. I hope you found this lecture useful. Thanks for watching and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.